Hello, welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we're translating Revelation 3:4. As always, you should be working from your Reader's Edition and looking to the screen for help. There's only 2 parsing notes in this verse in your Reader's Edition, so you should hopefully be able to make some sense of this verse without a lot of help, insofar as most of the vocabulary should be somewhat familiar to you. So let's go ahead and start with the slow reading and then move to our faster reading. We have Allah, Ekes, Alaga, Anamata, in Sardasin, Ha, Uk, Emalyunan, Ta, Hematia, Auton, Kai, Peripatesusin, Met, Emu, in Leukois, Hati, Axioi, Asin. One more time, a little bit faster. Allah ekes alaga anamata in sardasin ha uk emalyunan ta hematia auton. Kai peripate susen met emu in leukois. Hati axioi asin. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see what you can make of this verse between your previous knowledge and the help you're given in here. All right, so right after our conjunction Allah, we get a main verb, an indicative verb, ekes, a present active indicative, second person singular from echo, which means have. So, but you have, and what you have is the object of what is had is really going to be sort of all of this together. Technically speaking, the most immediate object is going to be this, alaga anomata. So alaga is an adjective, which means a few, and it's modifying anomata. So this is an attributive adjective without the definite article. So oftentimes we will have the definite article when we have an attributive adjective. But in this case, because this is an indefinite phrase, or it's an unspecified amount, that's why we do not have the article here. So we have a few onomata names. And so our parsing information for alaga onomata is going to be neuter, accusative, plural. And that's going to be important when we come over here to this word, ha, which is a relative pronoun. Notice the rough breathing mark with the accent. Remember, rough, relative, and it's going to match. It's going to go with the few names. The few names, which or that. So there are a few names in Sardasin, in Sardis. I guess maybe who is going to be best in English for us. Who, not emalyunan. They have not emalyunaned, and you get a parsing note for this one that it is an aorist. Should I write it down? I'll write it down. Why not? An aorist, active, indicative, third person plural from malyuno. Malyuno. So this is an aorist, but notice that there's no sigma. So normally we expect that son ending for the third person plural in the first aorist. Can you tell me why we do not have the sigma here? That's right, it's because it is a liquid verb. You might have been tempted to say because it's a second aorist. That would have been a really, really great guess. But a liquid or a mineral. Remember, a mineral verb is those verbs whose stem ends with mu, nu, rho, or lambda. Here we have the nu. And what's peculiar about mineral verbs is that they don't like to have a sigma after them. So this affects the future tense and the first aorist tense. So that's what's going on here. We don't have a sigma because this nu doesn't want to have a sigma after it. And this word means stained or soiled. So there are a few names in Sardis who have not soiled, and what they have not soiled is, so the object of this verb here is going to be ta hematia auton, the garments of them or their garments. And then we move on to a sort of another clause here, separated by the comma or half stop. Kai peripatesousin, a nice mouthful there. Notice our sigma right here. Can you figure out? You're not given a parsing note, but can you figure out what tense this is based on this sigma? That's right, it's going to be future tense with the ousin, the third person plural. So we're going back to those names in the plural. Peripatesousin is going to be they will walk. So they will walk. Met emu. Met emu is going to be a prepositional phrase meaning with me. Met takes the genitive after it to mean with. And then another prepositional phrase following, in leukois. So leukois is an adjective, and you do get a parsing note for this one. If you look to parsing note 35, you notice that it says leukos, and then after leukos, it's going to say a/on. And what this is telling you is that this is an adjective that can be either in the masculine with os, the feminine with a ending, and the neuter with on. And these sort of then each decline according to their different endings in the different cases. So this is an adjective meaning white. So in white, and normally an adjective goes with something else. It modifies something else. But here, there's nothing that comes after it. There's sort of what is presumed is garments. If it was actually to be written out, it would look like this: leukois hematios. And actually, if you look down to the next verse here, Revelation 3:5, you're going to see hematios leukois. So actually, as John likes to do sometimes, he's flipped this, whereas the garments come before the adjective, or the noun comes before the adjective. But you get the garments that are implied in this verse explicitly stated in the next verse that we'll translate in the next video. So in white, namely white garments, and then the reason why they will walk with Jesus in white garments, because axioi eison, because holy they are. So axioi, a predicate nominative with the to be verb. Remember, to be verb often takes a predicate nominative as its sort of subject here. So because holy they are, or in English, in non-Yoda speak, they are holy. So let's put it all back together here. We have, but you have a few names in Sardis who have not soiled their garments, and they will walk with me in white because they are holy.